In this video, I'm going to show you how to get your first 1,000 followers on Twitter and how it helps you promote your music. In fact, these are the exact same steps I took to grow my own Twitter account, which I managed to grow to 10,000 targeted followers in just 4 short months. I did not buy those followers, I added them manually one by one. So stick around because I'm going to show you why you shouldn't buy followers and how it actually affects your Twitter account. Hi, my name's Des from the Music Marketing Academy, and if you want to learn how to market both you and your music, you're going to love this video. So one of the main reasons why musicians use social media is to promote themselves and market their music. The only problem is if you have very few followers to see what you're tweeting, you're going to struggle and Twitter is going to be hard work. I've come across literally thousands of abandoned Twitter accounts where musicians tried, failed, and have given up. Some still link to their Twitter accounts, but their visitors come to their account and see that it hasn't been used for years. This is really bad. So in this video, I'm going to show you 4 sneaky little tricks that will separate you from the pack and get you to your first 1,000 followers fast. So the first technique is to set a target to get 2,000 followers instead of 1,000. Stick with me here. By having a specific date, you remove the excuse of not hitting your target of 1,000 followers. This is because you haven't specifically set a date. Here's how it works. If you were to give yourself 4 months to hit that target of 2,000 followers, that would work out to 500 per month. If the average number of days in a month is 30, when you divide that 30 by your target, that's roughly 17 new followers a day. You see, when you break it down like this, your mind finds it a lot easier to deal with a much smaller number like 17 than the big number of 2,000. So once you work on your mind and you start thinking about getting 2,000 followers, we then need to look at some housekeeping. We say housekeeping because you only get one chance to make a first impression. This means crafting your account page to be ready to accept those new followers. In marketing terms, we call it a landing page. Now, if you get this bit wrong, what I'm teaching you in this video won't mean jack. So we need to ensure that your bio is up to date, has the correct headshot and banner image, and your description tells people you're a musician and your genre of music. It also helps you if you have a sample of your music too. Don't worry, we're going to go into that. So if we look at the basics, we need to have a profile image of you, which is what we call a headshot. So we can actually see you. You're not a million miles away from the actual background of the picture, but we can see you with your shoulders, preferably smiling, and obviously a professional looking header as well. So again, we've got Maya, who's got a nice headshot here and a nice image of her in the background of her banner. We've got Crystal here. Again, she's got a great profile picture with a fantastic image, and we've got Grizzly as well. Same sort of thing. Got a nice profile picture with him and a decent banner here as well. And next thing we're going to talk about is the description. The description needs to say who you are and the genre of music. So this one here is where Grizzly is saying he's an independent artist from South London and he's into grime. And if we look at Crystal's account, you can see that she's a singer-songwriter, dreamer, grown-up theatre kid, Disney fan. And again, it explains exactly who she is and what she does. And same thing with Maya as well. You get a good example of who she is and what she's all about. So as you can see, this really needs to tell people who you are and what your genre of music is and what you're all about. So you got the profile image, you got the header, and you got a description of who you are and your genre of music. Lastly, people want to hear your music. They don't want to go searching around looking for your music or trying to find out what you sound like. So what I always recommend is actually having an MP4 file, which is an MP4 video file playing in the background on your Twitter account. As you can see, if we look at Maya's account, she's got an MP4 video here. Crystal also has, just here, as you can see. And all it is, it's not a YouTube video, it's an MP4 file that you upload to Twitter. And again, Grizzly's got the same here. Now you can switch these out as many times as you want. You don't have to have your song. You can just be like Grizzly's here, just talking about his day and what's going on in his life at the moment. Believe it or not, your fans want to see this and they want to hear this as well. So this is really good. And where possible, try and have a link to your website either here or here, which allows your fans to actually subscribe and sign up for one of your email lists. And this is also another great example of exactly how it needs to be done. We're looking at Vigar's page. He's saying that he's a one-man rock band. He's obviously into storytelling and lyrics. And again, like I suggest, a nice little MP4 file here. Him explaining to his fans what he's all about. And also they can obviously hear his music as well. If you like what you've seen so far, please like and subscribe to this channel. And if you're having trouble with your bio or you don't really know what to put, leave a comment down below and I'll help you out. So we talked about your mindset, and we've also talked about the housekeeping of getting your account page right. The next thing we need to look at is the specific follow strategy I'm going to teach you. Now, the best time to get new followers are at the busiest times of the day, which are between 6 and 9 a.m, 11:30 a.m. and 2:30 p.m, which is obviously lunchtime, and in the evening, which is about 8 p.m. to midnight. Now, this is going to work if you're talking about a specific country that you want to get your followers from. And generally, this is the time when people are online, when they've got time, when they have breaks. But if you're looking to get followers in multiple different countries, we can talk about that in another video. So that's great. Now we know the specific times to follow people, the busiest times. We now need to know who we're going to follow. So then what I want you to do next is I want you to write down 20 to 40 of your peers, people in the same genre of music as you. We're going to follow them first, and then we're going to follow their followers. So not only are we going to follow and engage our peers, we're also going to engage with their fans, which in turn will become your fans. Now, the key is to do this with consistency. You need to be doing this day in, day out if we want to hit our target. Now, if you like what you've seen so far, please click on the link above or click on the description below, and I'll show you how to unfollow with a really cool tool and app. And if you want to see some more cool videos about Twitter music marketing tips, I'll leave a playlist in the description below as well. So if you're looking to get 17 followers a day, 17 new followers on your account, we generally say that you need to follow 4 times that amount in each day. So that means you'll need to follow around 80 people. And this is how you would do it. So say for example, Vigar was one of my peers. He's in the same sort of genre of music as me. What I would personally do is I would start following him. So click the follow button, and then I would click on this tab here which says followers. And what this does, it gives me a nice long list of all the people that follow him. Okay. Now you can see why I said the bio was really important, because I can scan this page and I can show you who's a musician and who isn't. So obviously if you want to follow both musicians and fans of Vigar, you can do. So all you do is you click follow to follow these people. So what would be a really good idea is actually making a note of who you're following so you don't get confused. So I've done this handy little sheet here, and I'll quickly go through it. So you've got the date followed, so you put in the today's date, you'll put in the name of the person that you're actually going to be following from, and then you'll make a record of the followers that they've followed, and then you'll make a record of how many people you followed from their account, how many people you followed and engaged with, and then I've just put a running total here. Okay, now you can obviously devise your own sheet for this, or in the description of this video you can download this for free. Alright, now don't follow any more than 20 accounts per hour, or Twitter is going to think you're a bot. Alright, so that's a massive big disclaimer there. Don't follow more than 20 accounts per hour, or Twitter will think you're a bot. Write down on the sheet, like I've just said, of your peers, who you followed, so you can keep track of who you followed, so you don't have to keep following the same people. Okay, so next we're going to talk about the 4 types of tweet. So the first thing we're going to look at is we're going to look at a question tweet. A question tweet is literally what it says on the tin. It's you asking a question to your fans, and it's basically what I've written here. I've just said which track has the best drum solo, and as you can see, I've got quite a lot of engagement out of that. Just scroll down this list. So it's had 7 retweets, 45 likes, and 2 quote tweets, which means somebody's requoted it and actually left a message as well. So that's one of the first things you can do. The next one is retweeting with a quote. So basically what it is, I've got Mackie Dilla here. He's tweeted something to me, and all I've done is I've retweeted with a quote. So instead of just doing a retweet on its own with nothing mentioned, I'm retweeting and I'm actually quoting, or I'm saying something. And it's really easy to do that. If we go into our home feed, I'll just show you exactly how to do that. So we're going to look at Olympia, and this is how you'd basically retweet with a quote. So you can either like it first, which I'll do. You don't have to like it, but that's one thing I'd recommend doing. And then all you need to do is click this retweet button, and you've got 2 options. You can then either retweet, which will just retweet so other followers can actually see this tweet, or you can quote tweet. So it's the same thing, but you have the ability to leave a quote. So all you do is click on the quote tweet, and I would say, this is a great tip. And I'll just find the down arrow and then click on retweet. Then if I go to my profile and I scroll down, there you go. So it shows up in my feed. Instead of just a normal retweet, it shows up as a quote tweet as well. And if you wanted to run a poll, all you need to do is click on tweet. And all you do is just put a question here. And to use the poll feature, all you need to do is click on this little icon here, which has the graphs at the bottom. Click on there, and then you can put your choices. So you can put whoever your favorite is. I'm not going to say who your favorite is. And then I'm going to say Mike, Sam, or Alex. This is, you can ask whatever you want. This is just an example. And then you can set the poll for a number of days you want. You can do it from obviously 1 day up to 7 days if you want to. I'd recommend 1 day. And then all you do then is just click tweet, and that will basically set up a poll where people can actually answer questions. So here's an example of one of the polls that I did. I basically asked, which music distributor do you use? TuneCore, DistroKid, Ditto Music, or CD Baby? And my followers could choose one of those 4 options. And as you can see, DistroKid won. But what's really important, I want to show you something really interesting. If we go into the view analytics of that particular tweet, you can see that got 7,123 impressions, which are basically time people saw the tweet on Twitter. Total engagements was 609, so that's times people interacted with the tweet. Detail expands, the amount of people that actually voted, the number of votes on the poll, the likes, the replies, and even more importantly, the profile clicks. So somebody clicked to my profile, that happened 16 times. Now this is a great way to increase your engagement, and I don't recommend doing a poll every day, maybe once every other day or once a week, but this will really increase your engagement, which in turn leads to more followers. Twitter looks at how many people you follow and the number of engagements you receive. So if you think about it, if you're receiving 5 to 1,000 followers which you've purchased, this means they will never engage. This signals to Twitter that those followers are fake, and they could either close or ban your account. You see, what happens is, if you build your following one by one and you engage, Twitter rewards you by showing your tweets to more people. If you do things properly, you'll get rewarded. So that's it. That's how you grow your following fast to 1,000 followers. Look, if you've tried some of these strategies before and you failed, please leave a comment down below. Tell me what you've done. Tell me what's worked, what hasn't worked, and I'll try and help you as much as I possibly can. And also, if you're interested, I have a free Twitter marketing course in the description of this video if you want to take things a little step further. So if you haven't done so already, please subscribe and hit the bell icon so you don't miss anything. And somewhere around here, there should be some other videos if you're interested in more content on Twitter marketing.